Okay, here in continuation of last video, we'll see fifth advantage of Arrhenius acid-base theory. Okay, here it also explains about the relative acidic and basic strengths of molecules. Okay, here by using dissociation concept, hydrochloric acid or any acid dissociates like this. It forms H plus ion and A minus ion. When you apply law of mass action to this one, what is the law of mass action? Okay, equilibrium constant K always is equal to the concentration of the ratio between concentration of reactants and concentration of products and concentration of reactants. What is the law of mass action? Okay, always the equilibrium constant K is what? Equilibrium constant. The equilibrium constant always is equal to the okay, here always is equal to the ratio between concentration of products and concentration of reactants. Concentration indicate with square bracket. Concentration indicate with square bracket. Concentration of product means concentration of H plus ion, concentration of A minus ion by concentration of HA. By using this equation, we have to calculate the relative strength of an acid by using Arrhenius acid-base theory. Okay, here base also, we take BOH, it is a base. Base also dissociates like this. Okay, here B plus and OH minus. Apply law of mass action to this one. What happened? K is equal to concentration of B plus concentration of OH minus by concentration of BOH. By using this principle, okay, we have to calculate relative strengths of an acid and base. Okay, here it is a equilibrium constant. We indicate with Ka. Ka means acid equilibrium constant. Okay, here I indicate with B. Kb. It is a base. Okay, equilibrium constant. Acid equilibrium constant. K. Okay, base equilibrium constant. By using this principles, we have to calculate the relative strengths of an acid and bases. These are the 5 advantages of Arrhenius acid-base theory. Then see the disadvantages of Arrhenius acid-base theory. Disadvantages of Arrhenius acid-base theory. Okay, here so many disadvantages are there. Okay, we'll see in continuation from those disadvantages. Hydrochloric acid. The physical state of hydrochloric acid is gas. Okay, the physical state of disadvantages. Okay, the physical state of hydrochloric acid is gas. Okay, in gaseous state, it never releases the H plus ion. It never releases the H plus ion. Okay, in gaseous state, it is not acts as an acid. When it dissolved in a water, it releases H plus ion. That means in aqueous medium only, hydrochloric acid releases H plus ion and exhibits its acidic nature. Okay, why hydrogen chloride? Okay, why hydrogen chloride not exhibit the acidic nature in gaseous state? It fails to explain this phenomenon. It fails to explain this theory. Fails to explain this theory, this concept. And here, when hydrochloric acid or any dissolving water only it releases the H plus ion. When hydrochloric acid dissolved in liquid ammonia, when hydrochloric acid dissolved in liquid sulfur dioxide, when hydrochloric acid dissolved in benzene, it never releases H plus ion. So, it never shows the acidic nature under these mediums. That means Arrhenius acid-base theory only applicable for aqueous medium. Not the organic medium and other solvent medium. Aqueous medium means only water medium. Okay, and here it fails to explain neutralization reaction between ammonia and hydrogen hydrochloric acid in gaseous state. It fails to explain neutralization reaction. Ammonia, according to Arrhenius acid-base theory, okay, ammonia is not base. Hydrochloric acid is not gas, okay, in gaseous state. Hydrochloric acid is not acid in gaseous state. But okay, when we are considering the nature of these two molecules, it is a base, it is an acid. It doesn't explain, it fails to explain neutralization reaction between ammonia and hydrochloric acid. So this is also one of the disadvantages of Arrhenius acid-base theory. And it fails to explain, it doesn't explain, okay, basic nature of ammonia. It fails to explain, or it doesn't explain basic nature of ammonia. And in conclusion, one more. Okay, here when we add the base or acid into the water, they can dissociate. Why they can dissociate? How they can dissociate? Why they can dissociate or how they can dissociate? It fails to explain, okay, the chemical substances in aqueous medium, okay, how or why can dissociate. That is one of the disadvantages, one more disadvantages of Arrhenius acid-base theory. Okay, these are the disadvantages of Arrhenius acid-base theory. Okay, in continuation, we'll see the one more important theory, Lux flood theory. This is a small concept, Lux flood theory. According to the Lux and flood, both scientists, okay, acid means oxide ion donor. Oxide ion donor we called as an acid. Okay, here oxide ion means O-2. Okay, base, oxide ion acceptor. Oxide ion acceptor we called as base. Okay, here what is an acid? According to the Lux flood theory, oxide ion donor we called as an acid. Oxide ion acceptor we called as base. Okay, this is applicable for only metallic oxide which releases the O-2 ion. Okay, if metallic oxide never involves in reaction means, okay, that this theory not applicable for those compounds. If metal ion not involved in the reaction, okay, this theory not explains about that acidic nature or basic nature of those particular molecules. Okay, here I am taking some examples. Calcium oxide, okay, silicon dioxide. Okay, here I am taking lead oxide, sulfur trioxide. Here these are the oxides. Calcium oxide reacts with silicon dioxide or silica, forms CaSiO3. SiO2 accept the, here SiO2 accept the oxide acceptor we called as acid, okay, donor we called as base. Okay, here calcium oxide donate the oxide ion, so it is a base. Silicon dioxide accept the oxide ion, so it is an acid, okay, and form calcium silicate. Here lead oxide also base. Why lead oxide is base? It donate the oxygen, we donate the one oxygen to sulfur trioxide, okay, and forms lead sulfate. What happened here? It is an acid. It accept the one oxide ion. It donate the one oxide ion. Which donate? Okay, previously I said donor as a acid, acceptor as a base. Sorry for that. Okay, oxide ion acceptor we called as acid. Oxide ion acceptor we called as an acid. Okay, oxide ion donor we called as base. According to the Lux-Flirt theory. Here calcium oxide donate the calcium oxide donate the oxide ion, so it is considered as a base. Silicon dioxide accept the oxide ion, so we consider as a acid. Okay, here lead oxide donate the oxide ion, so we consider as a base. Here acid, this acid sulfur dioxide accept the one oxide ion, we called as here acid. We called as here acid. This one we called as salt. This one we called as salt. This is also one of the acid-base reaction. Okay, if metal, suppose calcium oxide or silicon dioxide not involved in the reaction, there is no reaction, there is no donation and acceptance of oxide ion, there is no reaction. Okay, which are involved in the molecules which are involved in reaction, the metal oxides which are involved in reaction. Okay, those acidic nature and basic nature can be explained by using this principle, this theory. Otherwise, it doesn't. It fails to explain the type of chemical reaction or the type of reactivity of those molecules. This is about the Lux-Flirt theory. Okay, in continuation, we'll see the Brownstein acid-base theory, Lewis acid-base theory. Okay, and Pearson's HSAB concept, hard, soft, acid-base concept. We'll see in continuation. Thank you. Okay, today watch two videos due to the inconvenience of that mobile. Okay, I made two videos. Please watch two videos today. Thank you.